we examine the top business opportunities on the continent that are very likely to make more millionaires in 2017 and even beyond. At number 10 is African fashion. The explosive combination of creative genius and entrepreneurial talent is increasing the visibility of African fashion on the world stage, and a new breed of designers are leveraging the continent's rich cultures, history, and fabrics to make bold fashion statements. The African Development Bank estimates Africa's fashion industry could be worth $15.5 billion over the next 5 years. While this is huge, it's only a small share of the global fashion industry's value of $1.3 trillion. Despite its current challenges, Africa's fashion industry has the potential to create millions of jobs and significantly boost economic growth on the continent. This is already happening in countries like Mauritius, Ethiopia and Lesotho, where apparel exports are a major foreign exchange earner. At number 9 is real estate. It's the severity of the real estate deficit across Africa that makes it such an amazing multi-billion-dollar business opportunity. Across the major segments of the real estate market, residential, office spaces, retail outlets, industrial and hospitality facilities are all in short supply, thus creating an avenue for investors and developers to tap in and benefit from these underserved needs. At number 8 is food processing. Currently, Africa's biggest food problem isn't production, it's processing, and then marketing. If Africa could process more of the food it produces, food waste will reduce, food supplies would be more stable and less seasonal, and food prices would be less prone to wild swings. Nigeria, for example, is a leading producer of tomato in Africa. However, the country spends millions of dollars every year on importing processed tomato paste from China.
Somebody in Nigeria needs to watch this video and begin to take the tomatoes that you grow in Nigeria and begin to can it and process it. You're getting tomatoes from China. Are you even sure that's tomatoes in those cans or that's blood? Honestly, we all know there's no food regulation or any kind of governmental regulation with things from China. We know the danger in processing and buying things that are processed or made in China. So why are Nigerians that produce tomatoes importing tomatoes? These are the things we need to begin to sit and wonder why. You are the world's largest producer, or maybe Africa's largest producer of tomatoes. You grow your own fresh tomatoes. So does it make sense for anyone to import tomatoes, and from all places, China? Come on, Africa, wake up. It's time for us to MAG. It's time for us to make Africa great. You find this, you find me on YouTube, Make Africa Great. You find me on Facebook, Make Africa Great. You want to contact me through email, magtoo@outlook.com. And let's join forces and begin to make Africa great. We can no longer sit back and beg for handouts from the world. Africa have more than enough natural resources to supply the world. Yet we are begging for handouts from the world. We have all the amount of forestry and trees and forests in the world. We are importing something as simple as toothpick. What an insanity. And yet people are outraged and hurt and insulted by what Donald Trump supposedly allegedly said or didn't say. Your anger and your energy should not be channeled at what Donald Trump said or didn't say. Please let your energy be used and utilized to make Africa great. Help me on this journey to make Africa great. I need your resources. I need your power, your manpower, your brain power, your gift, your talents, your finances, whatever you can donate. We need it. We're going to go back and make Africa great. Join me, please.
The same situation applies to several other imported processed food products whose raw materials are abundantly produced in Africa. Coming at number 7 is pay TV. With annual revenues estimated at over $4 billion, Africa's large population and its youthful demographic makes the continent a very attractive market for the pay TV industry. Africa's growing internet penetration, rising smartphone adoption, and digital migration will be the key growth drivers of the pay TV market in Africa as niche offerings such as video on demand and Internet Protocol TV evolve. In 2017, more households on the continent will become paid TV subscribers, generating more revenue for new and existing players in Africa's fast-emerging pay TV market. At number 6 is urban transportation. Uber, a highly successful multinational ride-hailing business, has recently opened the eyes of Africans to the big opportunities in Africa's urban transport market. Now present in 12 cities across the continent, including Johannesburg, Lagos, Kampala, Nairobi, Rabat, and Cairo, Uber has created a powerful platform for entrepreneurs and investors to reap the lucrative rewards of serving urban transport needs in Africa. Taking the 5th spot is renewable energy. According to a recent World Bank study, only 1 in 3 people in sub-Saharan Africa has access to electricity, and up to 80% of households on the continent use firewood and charcoal as a primary energy source for cooking, endangering the continent's fast-depleting forest resources. Across the continent, companies such as Zemco Solar, Off-Grid Electric, Stemeco, Nyampro Energy in Ghana and several others are lighting up Africa by using the power of the sun and water to provide low-cost electricity to unconnected households. At number 4 is digital health care. With less than 1 doctor per 20,000 persons in countries like Ethiopia and Tanzania, the healthcare industry in Africa is in a perilous state. But entrepreneurs across Africa are taking on these challenges by creating innovative digital healthcare solutions. These innovations, which include telemedicine, e-prescriptions and m-health applications, are helping to free up congested health facilities from dealing with non-life-threatening conditions so they can provide better care to patients who require more critical care. At number 3 is sports betting. Sports betting is definitely making a windfall in Africa as lax laws on betting, a widespread use of mobile phones and increasing access to the internet have reduced the barriers to enter this 350 million strong African market, with a growing appetite for sports betting. In July 2016, SportPesa, the biggest sports betting business in East Africa, became the first.
Just for the record, I don't believe in sports betting, but this video is just to give ideas of how Africa is advancing in the economy of the world.
First organization in Kenya to sponsor an English Premier League football club after it signed a 3-year deal with Hull City FC. At number 2 is African movies and music. With a population of over 1 billion people, of which about 60% are young people below the age of 25, Africa presents a very fertile ground for its local film and music industry. The 4 biggest business opportunities in this industry are in film and music financing, production, distribution and exhibition. With less than 1 cinema per million people, Africa is the most underserved cinema market in the world. And in music, the growing entrance of African music into the Western world is generating millions of dollars for stakeholders in this industry. At number 1 is fintech. Fintech is one of the newest and fastest emerging industries in Africa. As the name implies, fintech involves the use of technology to support and enable banking and financial services, making it easier, faster and cheaper to meet Africa's underserved demand for financial services. In many countries on the continent, access to financial services is very poor. In most cases, just about 1 in 5 adults has a bank account, and most transactions are still done in cash. But since the wild success of M-Pesa, the revolutionary mobile money solution that has transformed financial services in East Africa, several innovative fintech products and services have erupted across the continent. Thanks for watching and please remember to subscribe.
I hope this video was informative and helpful. Thank you for helping us mobilize our resources, our brain power, our manpower, our talents, our gift, our finances. Thank you for helping us mobilize and put together so we can all together make Africa great. So all of those in America and across the world who are out of Africa but you are of African descent, with all your degrees and your experiences, your life experiences and your professional experiences that you have acquired in the West, please, let's bundle up and take it all back and go make Africa great. So no leader in the world can ever have such audacity to insult us ever again. And if anybody ever continue to insult us, it's our fault, because what are we doing about it to change the condition of Africa? Before we can complain and get angry and get offended, search your own heart and say, what am I doing to make my native homeland better? We're going to make Africa great, one country at a time, one village at a time, one city at a time. Join me on this revolution. Bless you.